Hey, you are now locked in to Hard Reset with Juice Kastoan. Let's go. Hello, hello, hello. So, I know I said this plenty of times, but I don't know how long this episode will be. I guess we'll see. Um, maybe typically 10 minutes, I guess, huh? But, I guess we'll see, how it goes. For this episode, um, what I will be talking about is, um, how I didn't want to be here anymore. Um, I felt like these thoughts literally went through my head that it'd probably be better if I'm not here. Maybe everyone else will be um happier. It took me being in San Diego and thinking about things and realizing if the thought in your head is that people will be better if you're not there, you're giving people too much power over you, basically. Like you're putting their own feelings and their own thoughts over your own health, whether it be mental, emotional, or physical. And when I realized I'm giving these people too much power. Regardless if I'm just seeing things or if it's actually happening, the idea in general itself, I'm giving them too much power. So, I told myself at that point, I'm not going to give anyone that much power anymore. I'm not going to be able to tell myself, oh, well, maybe, it'd be better if I'm not here because these people don't like me and these people don't want me around. No, I don't care. I'm not, that thought's not happening anymore. Because why do their feelings and their thoughts hold more credence than mine? They don't. They're not more special than me. They don't deserve things more than me. We're all human, we're all equal. We all believe like no one is more special than another person. Only way people can be separated, honestly, is by privilege and money. But other than that, everybody lives and everybody can die the same. It's just that you can live better if you have more money, and you can live harder if you don't have any. So, um, I got rid of that thought through months and months and months of just reprogramming my brain and thinking about it, basically. Um, like I said, when I was in the Navy, a lot of people didn't like me. And case in point, I think it's something I talked about in the last episode about how I worked at Walmart and how I was really good at my job, but the managers didn't like me because in my head when I was younger, it was like, I'm good at my job. They're gonna fire me just because I'm talking to so and so in the aisle when they told me not to. Like they're gonna fire me for that. Like I'm good at my job. They they need someone good. They want someone good. They're not gonna mind all that. I'll be okay. And the reality is, it's not just Walmart, it's in the military too. It doesn't matter how good you are, whatever you're doing. If you're becoming a nuisance and you're being annoying, people are going to dislike you and they're going to make your life a living hell the best way that they can. There'll be different ways in which they can do it, but in the end, they'll do whatever they see fit to make sure that your experience wherever you are is not a good one. And that's why I say in previous episodes, say you need to be aware of what you're doing and how you're affecting people. Because regardless if you're achieving great things, if you're affecting people negatively, they may want to go out their way to make your experience a bad one. And when I was thinking, looking back, I don't want to be here anymore because what I was saying to myself is that people would be happy if I wasn't there, but they don't like me. So I was literally basing it off of people don't not liking me, basically, and wanting that approval. And then I thought, I was like, why do I need their approval? Not after, well, it was after the suicide attempt, but like, months after thinking and everything. I was like, why do I need anyone's approval? I don't. I just need to know that I do my best and I try my best and be happy with whatever I do. But I don't need someone else's cosign. I shouldn't need anyone else's cosign to feel good about whatever I'm doing. Now, with that being said, I should do everything with integrity and I should do everything with honor. So if I'm not living with integrity and living with honor, and people dislike me for it, I'm opening myself to whatever comes with it because I'm not holding myself to that high regard. And literally, I believe this is just how I feel. Everything that led up to the suicide attempt is because I was doing great things, and during this me doing great things, I got in my head that I can stay out past curfew, I can have fun and go out drinking past and also be out and things of that nature. And you gotta remember this is the military, so where I was wasn't like I was in the U.S. I was in Japan, so there was a midnight curfew. So the me thinking that I'm special and that I can be out past curfew and do all these things while I'm achieving great things and doing that recognition. I think it'd be like this top server that people still look up to, but I'm doing all these things. Not to mention I'm coming up to post them on Snapchat. Like uh, at that point, you would set yourself up because now there's evidence of you doing these things in general. So it's just I feel like any trouble I had or any dislike that I had from other people, whether they were below me, same rank, or higher rank, I brought it on myself based off of my actions. If I held myself accountable, maybe things would have been different. But I didn't hold myself accountable. I wanted to be special and I wanted people to treat me as such. So people disliked me for it. And they went out their way to make sure I didn't have a good experience always in the military. Plain and simple. Um, I learned from it. With that being said, it also took me a while, months, maybe years, to get out of that victim mentality where, why they treat me this way, they shouldn't treat me this way, I don't care. They they're doing this, they're doing that, they upset on mental health and they're doing this to me. And then, years later, I'm just like thinking about it and it's like, well, because, I'm not fully over it yet. I'm still thinking about it. It's a matter of time thing. So I'm still racking my brain about it years later. And then when I think about it, I'm like, well, in the end, it wasn't for no reason. It may not have been nice. It may not have been something that they should have done, considering that, it's just not nice to treat people badly. But with that being said, I didn't do myself any favors by bending rules and, you know, uh, not doing what I was supposed to do as a sailor. I should take accountability for my actions. Really, I should just follow the rules completely anyway. And nothing, I mean, my experience would have been chill. It would not have been any different. I probably would have still achieved stuff, but I probably would have had no achievement. I probably would have been chilling, rather that and just reaping the rewards and the benefits from nothing hard. But I didn't, so people disliked me and people reacted accordingly and did what they could to make life awesome. So it's sad. It's like, here's what it is. I learned from it. It's past. It's already happened. Can't do anything about it now. So, I just learned from it. I don't know how you can look at it. You can't say I am taking it and taking accountability as a sign of strength. I don't know if I see it that way. I don't know if there's any particular way to see it because there's no need to glorify being an asshole. It's you know, things happen and I try to learn from it and try to be better. Plain and simple. So, um, at one point in time, yes, I did not want to be here, but I'm also aware that it might have also been myself contributing to my downfall and my deterioration of my mental health. You know, it doesn't excuse, you know, people being mean to me and, keeping me from sleeping and banging on, damn, I forgot what those things are called in the building. just banging on the beds and whatnot and waking me up. But I didn't do myself any favors by the way I was acting. So, you know, you take it, you learn from it, and you move on. And try not to be that person again, which is basically what I've been working on since then. Uh, Other than that, yeah, this is the episode. I hope you got something from it. I got something from it. So, I hope y'all feel better, if you're not feeling well. And if you are feeling well, I hope it continues. Anyone I've ever come in contact with, if you dislike me, you know, sorry you felt that way. But either way, I hope you're leading a wonderful life. Um, I'm doing my best to do the same. Either way, I'm just Kastoan, and this is
This
Hoes.
was Hard Reset. Hopefully you got some. Leave a comment, answer the polls. Go ahead and contact me at Jeuse Kastoan on Instagram, Twitter, everything to go and holler at your boy.
Mad thoughts just going through my head. Expectations have been met.